Eric. How's it going?
Good. Good progress over there.
I heard.
Everything going well with everybody in town? Any complaints at all, or?
Haven't heard anything.
Well, it's almost half the pipe in. About half of it in by the end of today.
I watched them for about a half hour the other day, just watching what they were doing, and looked like they were cautious, doing a pretty good job, the way it looked. Tried to stay out of their way, that was the main thing.
Not much on there. Good to have a record. Hey, Colin. Everything going okay with Ryan?
Yeah, I have not really talked, I haven't talked to him this week yet. Today's on Monday, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent him a bunch of stuff on Thursday. Yeah.
Good.
So,
Yeah.
we'll see. He's like, ooh, this might be bigger than I thought.
Hopefully you can get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, it's 6:30, and we'll call the August 5th, 2019 City Commission meeting to order. First is the approve the July 8th minutes. You know, wait a minute.
22nd.
Yeah, it should be the 20.
Should be 22nd, yeah.
Yeah, it should be the 22nd, yeah. Okay, I was,
Yeah.
okay. Everybody have a chance to look at those?
Make a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Additions or corrections? Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Yes. Okay, financials, did we have a chance to review the financials?
I'll move to approve financials.
And a second?
Any questions or anything on the financials, discussion? Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Yes. Okay, I see John Kugler isn't here, but we will move on to that. Past due water bill, Randy, can you fill us in on that?
John Kugler?
Yes.
So, you see the letter there that was sent to him. Jackie sent a certified letter to him because he had asked for her services to be shut off, and once Rick got there, he wanted to leave them on. So we left it on, and then he was disputing that he wanted to have it shut off, or shouldn't be paying the bill, and so Jackie sent this certified letter to him, with the form to shut off the water. It looks like this. I think you guys have, I think you've all seen it.
Mhm.
Did not receive it back from him, and so he was not happy because he's still getting a bill.
Did he request this
We're-
meeting, or
He
being on the agenda?
came in for for the next thing on the agenda about the expired building permit, and then he was just saying that he was not happy about this either, so I put them both down because they're both issues that we have with him at this time.
Okay, okay. So has the water been shut off there then?
I
For
don't believe,
non-payment?
has it been shut off, Jackie? Yeah.
They found the curb stop and everything?
Off and on,
Okay.
so,
Well, I mean, we have our rules, you need to come in and fill this out.
Right.
You can't just say, I'm not using it. Doesn't
Yeah,
work that
no.
way. Okay. All right, fine.
so we'll just pursue our normal practices, but then if it doesn't get paid, then we'll send it down to collections like we have with everybody else.
Okay,
So,
sounds good. Okay, next is, Mr. John Kugler expired building permit, that's for his fence.
So we received a complaint about the uncompleted fence, so I researched it, and there was a building permit issued October 23rd of 17, so it has expired. Per the ordinance, the building permits expire 1 year from the date of issuance. So I sent him a letter stating that and giving him until the 8th to complete the fence
The 8th of this month.
of this month. That is why he came into the office, because he was not too happy about receiving that letter. So I just stated what the ordinance says. Anyone who violates the provisions of this ordinance or fails to comply with any of its requirements upon conviction shall be punished by a fine of no more than $500 per day. Each day that a violation continues shall constitute a separate offense. He didn't like that.
So does he have the choice of finishing the fence or taking it down once he's done, or that's what I'm wondering, I don't know. I'm sure you guys, I don't know, you guys just didn't see a fence up, right? I mean, it would block something, right?
There's also the retaining that got moved on,
That,
if I might say. I approach my garage right now, it's sloughing in.
Oh, it is,
I think
okay,
it's where he has his work for.
okay.
And I don't want to throw the guy at home, he does a hell of a job with things. And you got it going, I hate to see it rip it up.
Here he comes in right now, so.
Having that the way it is, that's my biggest.
Right. Well, come on in, we're discussing it right now.
We are.
Yes. Like to come to the table, or?
I sure could.
All right. Okay, we're discussing the plan right now.
Yes.
So, I guess you would come in and we're complaining about the letter and about the fence, is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
I get a letter telling me that you're gonna charge me $500 a day for a project I couldn't afford to finish. Unfortunately, I had to put a roof on my house.
Okay. You realize that the building permit is only good for a year.
Then I'll pay you another fee and we'll read it. That's what we get.
Oh, I guess, my question is it going to get done though?
Well, I would hope so.
Okay.
And look at the materials there, I do some concrete work. The fence is already there.
Okay.
I don't have a problem issuing an extension, but I'm not gonna give it a year.
Well, I'm hoping to put the concrete this fall, and the said fence is gonna be done by winter, hopefully.
Well, then you're looking at, what was that, 17? The permit was issued?
Yeah,
You know,
October 2017.
2 years, I just have a hard time believing that, you know, somebody can't, be able to finish that in 2 years. To me, I'm thinking there should be no reason this shouldn't be able to get completed in a 30-day period,
And what, 3 days?
30 days.
Oh, 30 days.
Well, I could cut the poles off and leave it the way it was. I mean, I can do that
We just got to
tomorrow.
move forward, we can't deal with projects that are unfinished.
What kind of timeline, if we would extend it, can get that done by?
Freeze up,
You have it done by freeze up?
concrete and before it freeze up.
Well,
I'll have a fence between me and Scott that freeze up.
I think there's also the issue with the alleyway where it's sloughing off a bit.
That's where the concrete issue is.
That's right on concrete.
I'm gonna retain all down.
I see. Thoughts on it?
I believe we need to get on the retaining wall because you never know with storms or something, we're just gonna make a mess. And freeze up, I understand that, that gives us some timeline, but then it has to be done. And I'd like to see the concrete sooner than later.
Well, I was kind of forced into this project
Why is that?
because I lost all my parking on 6th Street and was told all of my stuff needed to be in my yard. That's what started the whole, I gotta cut a driveway flat back there in order to park all this.
Well, you wouldn't be able to park all your stuff in that street for an extended period of time anyway.
Every time I park anything on the street, I get tickets.
I don't know what kind of tickets you get. I have absolutely no idea.
Ricky Richards comes and visits me quite frequently to let me know that people are complaining.
Okay.
Is that the 48-hour parking deal? Is that the one that he's referencing,
More
or
than likely.
that you're not supposed to have something parked for more than 48 hours?
Well, at the time that 6th Street parking was removed and y'all made that a boulevard and curb, I was told You shouldn't have to worry about it because you have all of the parking in front of you in 4th Avenue. And then I parked on 4th Avenue. And then I was told, you need to figure out a way to get all your shit into your yard because people are complaining about you parking on 4th Avenue. Okay, so hence come the concrete and digging a driveway.
I don't believe the city told you you can park on, in front of everything in front of the church for an extended period of time. I don't know where you got that from. I mean, there was additional parking there, but, you know. you
I
just
believe
can't
it was when
park.
I asked you to come over and visit me.
Yes, but I never.
You stood right there and said, I will trade you this boulevard area. We'll put in a curb cut over here so you can put in a driveway. But you shouldn't have a problem with the parking laws here as you have all of 4th Avenue there.
Yes, but the thing is, you have parking there, but it doesn't mean you can park all your stuff there for, a long at a time, or whatever it is.
Well, at the time, I didn't have a driveway. Now I've got a gravel driveway back there.
Okay? And then, but that still doesn't explain why the fence isn't done after 2 years.
Oh, I don't know. I work 7 days a week, and I still can't afford to build in this place.
Okay? I guess I would extend, but I would want the whole thing done by 60 to 90 days. I mean, that would be my thought.
This is what, August? 90 days, we should be at freeze up anyway.
60 to 90, depending upon. I mean, the thing is, it just can't continue this way.
I will make progress on it.
Larry, can I get clarification? So what you guys are asking is just the alleyway and then the fence along between us and Scott?
I'm asking that, now, when you say the alleyway, what do you mean by the alleyway?
Where the retaining wall
Along
is.
the retaining wall of the alley.
Yeah, but what do you mean, just pouring the concrete, or just
What
putting the fence up also?
exactly are you guys wanting finished? The alley along where we've cut in the driveway, and then down along between us and Scott? So if we don't fence off the very front of the yard, like if that can't get done,
Well, I didn't know you were fencing off the front of the yard.
I was gonna fence the whole place, make it a compound.
Well, you would have to come and get another fence permit for the front yard, is that?
That was included in it. I told
Well,
them.
yeah, but it's, like I said, if we extend it, we're gonna extend what's there, and not necessarily the whole thing,
or if we were gonna bring the fence back to the front of the house.
All of the side lot gets fenced, is basically what it is. The front yard is not getting fenced, just the side lot. The front yard
The main
where,
thing,
where
because,
the big steps were and the grass there where the big arborvitaes were, I'm not fencing that.
Oh.
I'm gonna pour a concrete walkway up, cut the foundation and lower the doors down to ground level eventually.
and
it'll
our
just
dog can
become
bark in our
grass.
yard and not be, every
I see.
time she's out there, we get
I
complaints,
see.
she's barking with, it's not our dog, it's the neighbor's dog across the street.
Yeah.
Anytime she's out on the chain, we just
Okay.
wanna be able to fence that off so that,
Sure.
but if the front part of it doesn't get done,
Well, the front part I'm not too worried about, as long as.
so just the
rest-
side, the two side areas,
Right.
okay.
And that's what you guys had originally wanted to do, right, for the two side areas then?
No, the whole.
You asking for the whole thing?
Well, you would have to file for another permit for the front yard then, because, when you come, you're gonna do that next year, and then come in next year and get a permit for that.
It's all gonna get done by freeze up.
All right.
If I gotta hire someone to do it.
Would that be fine with you guys, if I'd like to?
Yeah,
Okay.
like I said before, you got a good thing going.
Yeah,
I mean, if it turns out, it'd be great.
right, just gotta get done, right?
That's what
exactly.
concerns me the most, is where my approach to my big garage door is sloughing off into the forest, and you and John are talking about.
Right,
I just want to see that alleyway retaining wall done, and then worry about the fence.
okay. Very good.
days, what?
5th August. I would make a motion to extend the fence permit until November 5th. That's 90 days. And after that, then it would go to the fines. And that is for the alley and the street. You don't have the front done, that's a different story.
Like I said, it's all gonna get done.
Okay.
I wanna put a dog door in so I don't have to go out in the cold, let the dog on off the chain.
And you just said that we had to have a permit, so,
The permit we got is covered for 90 days.
You have it for 90 days, and if what you don't get done, you know, what
to come back towards the house.
What has to get done is that along the alley, the retaining wall,
Mhm.
and the fence on the alley, and the fence in between the properties. That's what has to get done.
But you mentioned the permit we have doesn't extend going in back towards the house, though. Do we have to have, I mean, can you get that done
If you get that done within the 90 days, that's fine.
along with all the
But
others?
if you don't get it done within the 90 days, then you'll have to come in for a different permit for that. Because you don't have any posts in there yet, so.
Okay.
Okay. And that just goes to the front of your house and then over, right? It doesn't come to the street over and then back to the house, right?
Right.
Okay. So the whole front,
Above the
No,
sidewalk.
it goes
That's,
all the way down the side lot between me and Scott,
How
down to
far?
the sidewalk,
okay,
goes across the front of the sidewalk to the other little sidewalk, and comes back to the house. And there'll be a gate right there to the sidewalk.
okay, you know that from the front of the house onto the sidewalk, that's shorter fence, right?
How short?
I think
The
it's. back when we
permit said
did-
6 foot, that's what I bought, was 6 foot.
I believe it's 5.
When I asked for the permit and bought it, we discussed it at 6, and that's what I bought, was 6.
Well, it doesn't really matter, it's 5, that's what the ordinance calls for. I believe it's 5.
And then how tall can I make the side, which is,
8 feet.
well, we raise it.
Says, the front yard's the height of fences, this is for residential, fence shall not exceed 5 feet, the side and rear yards, the height of fence will not exceed 8 feet.
So what fence do what? Shall not exceed 5 feet from area?
The front yard,
this is a side yard. It's not a front yard.
well, the front of your house is where your front yard starts. From there, to the sidewalk is all front yard, across the whole front, that's front yard.
Okay, but we're talking side, this is all side yard.
Not if you go to the sidewalk, it's not, that's front yard. Everything, if you draw on a line from your house all the way to your neighbor's property, to the sidewalk, that's all front yard.
Okay, so anything past that line has to be 5 foot.
Correct, and then when you go back, you can go 8.
Okay.
But you're just going to the sidewalk, not crossing the sidewalk. Like, sidewalk's still usable, right?
You can't cross.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, the sidewalk is a boulder. I thought about this going even with the front of the house, and then maybe planting a tree out there, and having a nice, for the front. But the dog doesn't need to tear a whole yard.
If you would make it even with your house, you know, as long as it's not in front of your house, you could be 8 feet. It's when you go past the front of your house, it has to drop 5.
Okay.
You know, but if you say even with your house, that one can be 8 feet.
Okay. So then a guy could like drop down and do a picket or something for the front.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did we make, did I make?
You made a motion,
Did we have
right?
a second?
Second.
Okay. Any questions, comments?
would like to add a little bit to that. I'm okay with the November 5th, but after that date, I would suggest we propose a $25 a day penalty if it's not done after that time.
Fine.
Okay.
We already motioned that,
Yeah.
then after that is gonna be the $500
The
fine.
standard
Oh,
penalty.
it is,
Fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Hi.
No?
Aye.
Yes? What's the fence gonna be made out of?
Would.
Wood? Okay, and we also discussed, you were on here for a past due water bill.
Mm-hmm. That was another issue that I wanted to bring up.
Okay,
When I bought that house,
okay,
I called down to the city and had let them know that the water bill is now going to be in my name,
okay,
and that we needed to find the turnoff for it, because when I went down to the basement with a flashlight, it looked like there was a sprinkler system in this thing.
okay,
And we looked and never could find it, I told them, I'll pay this month's bill, but I want that water shut off. I
Okay.
need to change the valves on it. So finally, Turk and I walked all the way up and down both, I mean, we checked every water stop we could find. We finally found it down by the old Baptist church, down on the corner on
Oh,
Fourth
really?
Avenue.
okay.
Right on the corner of Fourth and Sixth.
Okay.
I mean, like, you couldn't get any closer to that corner.
Mhm.
And that's the shut-off for that house on the opposite corner.
Okay,
All right, he shut it off. I went down, got a new valve for it, pulled the meter off of it. The meter's been sitting on the counter next to it. I called him back and said, all right, can you turn it back on for a minute? He turned it on. I said, perfect, no leaks. I cracked the valve, there was water. I shut her back off. No leaks, so we're good to go. Shut her down.
okay.
And I've been paying a water bill there ever since.
When was that you did that?
Was that September, October? When did we buy that house? I know I've complained about it numerous times. I want to say it was September. wasn't it? There hasn't been a drop of water used in that house since then. There's no water going in, there's no water going out.
Okay.
No garbage, no sewer, or,
No, nothing.
no, nothing.
But I've been billed $75 or $80 a month, every month, and every month that bill shows that that meter is ticking. I want to know how that meter's ticking, because it's sitting on a counter, it ain't even hooked up.
Like there's no pipe underneath going to hook to anything, because we've had to reroute all the piping.
It's cut off at the main shutoff, right inside the, just as soon as it comes through the floor. I put a ball valve on it, and it's dead. There ain't nothing, anything from there on.
So, when did the city send you a letter?
I called down here and complained about it numerous times.
Okay.
And then I received a certified letter in the mail telling me that I had to come down, fill out a form, and pay a fee to have them actually shut it off.
I think there's a fee for turning it back on, not for shutting it off.
I don't know, I figured out a way to get it shut off, I just quit paying the damn bill.
When did that
Then they
first
didn't have
letter
no
go out?
problem at all going and shutting it off.
Okay, it looks like you got this, this date of delivery was April 12th. And that was, okay, April 10th. And did you come in and fill out the form then?
No, I
You
come
have it
down and
turned
paid the
off?
water bill and told them, quit charging me for it, shut it off. I'm not gonna take time off of a project to come fill out paperwork. I know 100 people in this town that run back and forth to Arizona every year, and they make a phone call on their way out. Hey, shut my water off, the neighbor's taking care of it. I'll have you turn it back on when I come back. Never been an issue. I mean, mean, it'd be different if there was someone living there and water was being used, but there ain't. The meter's not even hooked up. I wanna know why that meter's still ticking. Obviously, there's an issue there.
By looking at it, it's, like maybe,
It's showing like
8
7 or
gallons,
12
7
or
gallons.
whatever, you know.
yeah.
It varies month to month, but it was like 7, 10, 12, whatever. It shouldn't be showing 0. There ain't nothing going through it. It's not
Right.
even connected.
So when was the water shop on Vilacca turned off? Right?
Oh, I thought about it as well.
7/9?
When you guys
7/9.
called me.
Yep, 7/9, Brian shut it off.
Okay. So, I guess my question is, was John sent this form on the, in
Yeah.
April?
That was a certified letter.
One in April, okay. It's very simple, you just come in and fill out the form. I mean, that,
It was mailed to him to be returned.
right. Water Commissioner?
Well, as I'm looking through this, I mean, there was no water usage, if I'm reading this right, since for sure April. Meter reading
Before
was
that even.
the same every month,
Before that, even.
but, I mean, we're talking, 6 gallons, 7 gallons.
When Turk come and found that shut-off was right about the time that the last auditor was gone. That's how long I've been arguing about this. Because you had a temporary gal in here at the time.
Well, I'm looking at it, the ordinance, I guess, clearly specifies, now you want to shut it off, if you want to shut it off, fill out the form. You were mailed the form,
In April, after I argued for 6 months.
okay? You know, to me, if the form wasn't filled out, you know, I wouldn't expect you to not pay it. If that
Well, I
was-
didn't cut down any of your trees, I would expect you not to pay me for those. I mean,
That's
seriously.
irrelevant, John. We're not talking about trees, we're talking about a water bill,
Right.
you know?
A water bill that is not being used. There is no water going in, no sewer coming out. There's no sewer even connected to the building. It's completely demolished at the concrete level in the basement. Hence the reason why we had the issues. That's why I told him to shut the water off. I have a sprinkler system going on in my basement. You flush the toilet, it comes out right here against the wall. Clerk shut it off. I replaced the valve and it's never been turned on since. I thought Turk left it off that day. But I kept receiving bills that was asking why. And when I was told why, well, your water isn't shut off. Well, shut off. It ain't that difficult. I'm not going to pay the bills.
So it looks like you had paid some of them prior to this?
I paid a whole bunch of them right up till April. I said, you know what, that's enough. You won't shut it off on me telling you to shut it off, I'll bet you shut it off if I don't pay it.
Did he come in and tell you to shut it off?
Called multiple times. I don't remember him coming in, because I don't think I've met him until this last week.
And he said he wanted it shut off.
He called multiple times, and I told him that we have this form that needs to be filled out, for anybody that wants it off, in order to not the bill, that there's a form, that they need to sign up so that we can track, that's how we track everybody's off and on. So, I did out the form, and then after several phone calls, I decided I'm just gonna mail him the form, maybe he could just return it in the mail. You know, maybe it's easier than coming down.
Right.
And after every month getting a phone call, I just decided that maybe we could just write it at home and mail it, would be, you know, to sign it and send it back to the easier. He's
I
also
turns out I didn't even read the
garbage
form.
service as well.
I'm sorry?
He also has garbage tools, I think that whole time frame. So that's why that bill is that high, because he also has garbage tools and the extra garbage tools.
Yeah.
We were sitting on the porch.
Yep, we don't know that. We don't know that. Yeah. Because you have a shop and you come and get tools, so.
Yeah. And I had no problem with that.
So you'd never even read the form?
No, I seen the letter from the city and was like, really, are you serious?
So, still not a form.
Rainey, do we have a form to turn it back on to?
The same form
Okay,
is used.
I just want to make this clear.
Notated
Well,
down at
that'll be the
bottom.
renter's problem, not mine. When the plumbing's done and it's rented out, they got all the bills.
You do know that the owner is responsible if the renter doesn't pay, right?
Okay.
I'm, you know, yeah, just letting you know that, so. Colin?
So how long have you owned the place? Since when?
Little over a year.
September, wasn't it? I don't
No,
know.
this is August. No,
Mhm.
1 year. Yeah, 6 months.
Till September last year.
We got it in August of last year. September, we started making the payment.
Personally, I don't have a problem, you know, forgiving the water and sewer, but not the garbage. You know, the thing is, when you get something, you need to fill it out. But, like I said, I don't have a problem, because, and it's pretty obvious it wasn't being used.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's no question you weren't using the water. That's obvious.
The garbage, I don't have a problem. I mean, I did use the garbage can, and we used it, we took it back over to our place, you know, and we used it there. The garbage can was getting used. Anything and everything that came out of that house had to go into the trailer and go get dumped. It wasn't anything small enough. When we cleaned out that house, it was 5 loads of stuff in a dump trailer that went out.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
And
Careful
then
who
you
you
guys
reach.
got the nice, what we could left over on the side of the sidewalk. But I did use the garbage can, we'll pay the garbage fee.
As I look at this, you had paid previous to that up until April. So I guess just to confirm what Larry said, I'm okay with going back to April or whatever with the outstanding balance, less
I'm
the
gonna
garbage.
go back to September, when I bought the place. There ain't been no water used in it. Why are you charging me for water?
Well, we're gonna go back to April. So right now, it looks like a outstanding balance of about $312. Is that correct? Plus what's the garbage rate? $20, is that what it is?
18.
15, so.
Well, there's an extra tote, so
What's
it's,
Extra float.
there's
It's 15 normally and $3 extra for the tow.
No,
Or is
it's
what it used to be?
17.
17 and 3.
Okay, so now it's 20.
$20.
Okay.
So it'd be 20, that 3 months, or,
40.
or the tote, is the tote still there, though?
No.
No, they took them
They
out.
gone?
Is that gone, Brian? So basically, revise the bill to 3 months worth of garbage, $60.
Is that your motion?
Yes, I make a motion to Bill out $60 for the garbage. Drop the,
What about the $75 a month I paid for, what, 7, 8 months?
well, this is the offer. This is the motion, so.
Okay.
I guess people need to take some responsibility too. You know, when they get a form, you can't just, the hell with the city, you know, I'm not gonna do this, I don't have time.
I thought the shit was turned off to begin with. I didn't even know it was still on, and I know damn well there was no water going through it, so I'm thinking, why am I getting billed for this? I mean, it
Why
was
were you
clear,
seeing it?
even right on the damn bill, it shows there's no water being used.
So why were you paying it?
Well, that comes down to a different subject.
Anyway,
So-
we have a motion on the table.
Yes.
I will second that motion. Any other discussion? Colin?
Yes.
Mike?
Aye.
Well, yes. Okay. But, I mean, that's about all we can do. I mean, we can't go back and say, you know, we're gonna refund all that money. You paid it.
Okay,
If
I
you
was
wanted it
stupid,
off
I
there.
paid it.
Yeah. I will say one thing, you do a heck of a nice job of cutting and cleaning up those streets.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
That was
I'm very-
another question I wanted to
I'm
get
very
with you.
impressed with that. So,
I was hoping that, what's his name, Kit would be here.
Oh, okay, yeah, I don't know where he's not here tonight. So. There's something else you wanted, or?
Yeah. There is a bill to the city, I believe they,
It's in our
tree
pile of bills,
committee.
it's in our pile of bills tonight,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah,
And where are you storing your big boom lift? I saw you driving it when I was coming.
It usually goes in my driveway in the wintertime, but right now it's parked on 4th Avenue. But while I'm using it, it's various locations around town.
Yeah, would I have the same issue as we did last meeting with contractor stuff being in yards?
you know, I don't know, it's not on our agenda, so we're not
Okay.
gonna discuss it at
Okay.
this time. But, thank you for coming in, appreciate it. But you have I believe there's a bill in there that, it will be paid tonight, so.
Okay, that brought me to another issue. Tom had mentioned that the tree committee doesn't have a lot of funding
Okay,
as to, I don't know how you guys do it, you allocate so much money or whatever.
We budget.
For the trees. Well, evidently I have 2 water bills in this town, and you still have a whole bunch of trees that have diseases.
Okay, that's not on our agenda, it's gonna be if you have, the tree board is in charge of the trees, you need to discuss it with them.
Well, I mentioned this to Tom, and he said, I would suggest bringing it up at the meeting, and
Well, we should
And
have it
talk
on
to
the
Kit.
agenda then, so, so we're aware of what's going on there, and just one.
right. But there is some serious issue with that, Joe.
Okay, yeah,
That's getting worse now.
if you wanted to get on the agenda for the next meeting on the 19th about that, we would, more than happy to
19th, you have
discuss
2 this month?
Yes.
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
That'd be fine.
okay, great, thanks, John.
All righty. You guys have a wonderful day.
Hey, John.
Gaming permit, fire department. What's up, Clayton?
No, but curious about that, the city having to prove that, has that always been that way?
Yes.
No big deal, it is.
So what is it, it's a one-day poker tournament?
Yeah. The same one we've done for 15 years that we didn't know we needed city approval for.
Yeah, you pretty much do.
Our way we interpreted it years ago, when that was a one-time deal, then all we had to do was all forms and then state, but it's, yeah, that's the right way.
Yeah. So, any questions on this? No. We have a motion to approve the, gaming permit for the fire department.
All motion to approve.
I'll second that. Discussion? Colin?
Yes.
Aye.
Hi.
Yes. Okay, we have another one, Local Imprint, Walker and Riverboat Days Committee. I'm really not sure. The sport pool cash payout of $50.
Yeah, the Monday Night Football sports pool. They run every year.
Okay, so is it $50 a week or is it $50 total?
So it's $50 a week.
Shouldn't that be listed on the event? I mean, it says describe and retail value prizes to be awarded $50. It says $50 period.
It's got the dates of activity from July 30th through January 23rd, but that's what I looked at it.
I don't think this is spelled out properly, so I don't know how we can even act on it, quite honestly. You know, if it's $50 a week, it should list $50 a week. That's what I think, anyway.
So you want the individual dates of each.
I don't know if it needs to be the individual date,
Or the total
specify
amount.
like a weekly payout or something to.
The total amount?
Well, it would should have to say, you know, is it $50 a week, or $50 a month, and what is it, you know, and then total payout should be listed there too. You know, name a site where games will be conducted at Washburn School. That's interesting.
I don't know if you put the total payout, because you don't know how many people are going to be in there.
Well,
I don't know.
then it should be, but it says $50. So I don't know. I have no idea. I think we need a little more info on it. Have they done this before?
Every year.
Do you know how their thing was filled out last year? I suppose.
Fill out the same way.
Really? Could have been one of the meetings I wasn't at.
So I can ask her for more information. You want to know if this is weekly or you want a specific date?
I just don't think it's filled out enough. You know, it says description and retail value of prizes to be awarded. According to this, they're giving away $50, that's it. So,
I would get clarification to see if that's $50 a week, even if she could write on there just, you know, $50 a week,
well,
month,
it
whatever.
should be a total on the bottom. I mean, that's, you know, on there for a reason.
I would say we table this until next meeting and get clarification.
Right. Okay. Okay. Lease contract.
I asked them to send a representative to discuss this if they have any questions, but I'm not here, so.
Is this the same amount that we have written in our budget?
Yes.
Okay.
Did that thing go up this year, or the same as last
It
year?
went up, yes.
For some reason I was thinking it was up 171,000, but I don't know why I was thinking that.
What were we at last year? Pardon?
I think that is a percent increase across the board, if I remember right.
Last year was 158,036. So it went up about $4,000, or 3,500. Not bad. So we need a motion to approve this.
If you're happy with this, yeah, if you want to sign it.
I think we need somebody here from the sheriff's department.
And it would be nice if Kit was here too. He's in charge of the police contract, right?
It's true. We can table it till next meeting. We have till September 1st to renew the agreement, so, okay, table that. Still ask them again, Randy, to have somebody here, right?
So, yeah, I called Sherry and she was gonna send somebody, but
Okay. Gravel purchase, I put that on there. Brian, you had some prices from,
Now, Chris, talked to Chris this morning. Chris isn't interested
oh,
at this time. Then I talked to Todd again, because I said, I want, could you send something in so we can see it in writing? And he never came.
hasn't got back to you? Okay. So, the reason I put that on there was because, you know, it's nice to have some stuff here. So we'll see if we can't get him to,
Could we see if this contractor, he's gonna be bringing in gravel, if we could get something from them then?
well, I kind of like to do local business
Well, right.
if possible, but,
Right.
you know,
But-
and then these guys would be hauling it from I don't know where.
Right.
And that's really, you know, they're doing a job.
Well, just to see if they were done with their job and they had a couple extra trucks. If we can't get, you know, if people aren't interested, we need the gravel.
Well, I mean, we can talk to them.
We can talk to them, I'm guessing. They're gonna be hauling it from Bismarck location.
Yeah, and I know as soon as they're done here, they got another project right south of town, so, but whatever. You know, we can talk to them.
Yeah, I didn't know if they were taking it out of a local pit here for this or not.
I don't know where they're getting it from.
I think it's the just south of town. Yeah, sure. It's like 5 or 10 miles south of town.
So that would be close.
I can, let me do some digging here.
Maybe Fisher.
Yeah, it might be
Yeah.
Fisher, who knows? Yeah. Okay,
Probably have it.
all right, we'll table that. We have ordinance 117A-1, that's the planning and zoning. Planning and zoning's been working on some changes on that. We're not quite there yet. Probably next meeting, we would have something on that.
Anything specific on there that you're looking at so we can read up on it?
I mean, you'll be sent something out on what it's gonna be. It's adding a thing for replatting. So we really don't have anything up for replats. And then also clarifying the procedure for like lot splits
Okay.
and merging and stuff like that. Okay, pledge of securities. Security Bank.
so you'll see in your information, the letter from Farmer Security Bank approving the pledges of securities. June 30th.
And that's required twice a year, right?
Yeah, I believe it's just once a year now.
Oh, is it?
I believe so.
Okay. So do we have to move on this? Okay, I move we accept the Farmers State Bank pledge security.
I second that.
Questions?
Does it have to do with what?
How much money's in the bank, or are their assets, right?
Yeah,
Understood.
assets and, whatever,
It's the bank's asset.
yeah. One,
Yes.
All right.
well, yes. Senate Bill 2304. What that is the legislature has passed 24 that says cities can double or increase their traffic fines by 100% over what the state has. And then I don't know how many of you read all the stuff that was sent out. You know, it's recommended that we discuss it with our city attorney prior to deciding to move forward with it. And I had Rainey this on the agenda toward the end last week, so she really hasn't had time to do anything with it. Right? Yeah.
Just put all together, reached out to the League of Cities, and that's the information that you either would have gotten back from them.
So Dave hasn't had a chance to respond.
Wow, yeah, no. So, but if you read through a lot of this stuff, you know, there might be some, there's an attorney in here that wrote a thing that said that it could possibly violate equal protection. You know, I mean, it's all in here, you just gotta read through it. So that I would want, you know, confer with our attorney and stuff like that.
So do we have a fee schedule that he's on speaking tickets, that kind of thing? To see if we haven't established it, the baseline?
I know the parking is 10, that's what's on ticketed. I don't know if there is a schedule.
And I believe I went to a meeting with the sheriff's department, and they were complaining how it takes too much of their time, and the fines weren't enough to them to even worry about the stuff. So, that's, Noel,
He
you
was
were,
encouraged to
Yes.
up the fines if we could, yes.
yes, because it wasn't worth their time to mess with it. That's the meeting that, you know, we were at.
Okay.
So,
Well, and that's why I asked, I mean, is there a schedule, so if there's a set fee for, okay, speeding 5 miles and over, is there a set schedule in town?
and that's why.
If you don't have a set schedule, you know,
If there's not a set schedule, it'd probably be the state schedule, I'm guessing.
but we should have something.
Right, well, we'll have to check into that.
But we should talk to
Yeah.
the police contract on this stuff.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, well, absolutely.
if they can answer it too.
So maybe this can get addressed next meeting. with
Right,
the
at the same time.
Might even be a couple of meetings till we get all this done, I mean, who knows?
Yep.
Okay, we'll just table that. If you guys get a chance, read through all that material, it's kind of interesting stuff, so. Floor coverings?
Yeah, so I had the University of Mary call us after our closing of our bid, and just said sorry he did not submit anything, but once they got more people involved in the process, nobody could decide what to bid. Kind of had too many, people in on that. We was inquiring as to whether we could come up with a selling price and offer it to them. So I went back and read through the ordinance, 119 just clearly states that you have to have a public sale. So I don't think that's a possibility. So they are very interested. The other thing that he said is they don't have money in their budget this year, but they are very interested in them. So I believe I gave you copies of something called Municipid.
Mhm.
You see that there? So that is an email that I received. That is an online auction, public sale for municipalities. That might be an option for us to do this with them. If you wanted to pursue that, we can look into that some more. It's an online auction where the buyer pays the fees.
Right, there's also, publicsurplus.com. That's also another one that, I check that every week. I think Mandan, City of Mandan puts stuff on there, Morton County puts stuff on there. Yeah, that's for every state. We could probably look into both those possibly. See which one's better. We might even, put that old Unimog sweeper on there, who knows? Then it gets out there. A lot of people check this stuff out, so. So we'll check into those, I guess, how many?
Okay, we can table it for next time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Preliminary budget is due in 4 days.
9, yeah.
So, and granted, it's just a preliminary budget. We still have, the option of changing it, not increasing anything, but lowering things, when it comes to the final. Is everybody fine with what we have come up with at this point? You all reviewed it again. We're looking at 52 mills in the general fund. And then, deficiency, we're looking at 44 mills. And that would be the one that would probably change the most, hopefully. For total, and then there's also the library and the airport on there, about 4 mills apiece. So it comes to 104.16 mills. And the total dollar figure is $497,248. And this can be, like I said, adjusted.
And how does that compare to last year?
Last year, we were 57 mills. Or, 54.74 mills, between, last year the general was 44.5 mills, library and airport were both at 4, and efficiency was at 2.22 for $258,633. Our biggest thing here is, that deficiency, until we get that figured out. That's where we stand. We increased our general fund from 210,000 to roughly 248,000. That's the general fund. About another 3,800 or 38,000.
What determines what each mill is worth?
I can't hear you. What?
What determines what each mill is worth?
County?
So we don't know that yet.
No, so that, at the very beginning, remember, we got that estimate from Beth, that was that 4774 number.
Yeah, it's $4,774 for the mill.
For what?
4774.
And that's just an estimate.
Correct.
Well, that's close, but yeah. Hopefully close.
That's another, reading this right, $238,000 in property taxes?
With that deficiency.
210.
I just did-
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Just the difference in the mills.
248, yeah.
And the biggest thing is the deficiency is
Right.
where our problem is.
Right. Well, I realize that.
Yeah.
And we might be able to drop that off, I don't know. You know, it just depends on how fast that stuff gets figured out.
Because this has to be, well, not the preliminary, but when is the actual budget final to where you can't touch it?
Between September and October 7th.
Yeah.
September 7th and October 7th.
And I think we have a hearing on it too, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so people can come in.
Yeah, September 7th and October 7th. That's our public hearing. So our next city commission meeting would fit in that timeframe of September 9th.
We're gonna have these discussions here. Maybe not this time, but
Well,
by the time
we
the final,
sure
we're gonna
can,
have
and
to.
we sure can, absolutely.
We need this, so we have a starting point.
Right, and it's due in 4 days.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get more people at the meetings.
Well, I bet we will. Yeah, I bet
Yep.
we will. I'm gonna move that we approve the preliminary budget. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, discussion? Colin?
No.
Aye.
These are awesome.
Want to change these?
I'll say yes, even though we're gonna have to cut.
I say yes. It's preliminary, and I agree. You know,
Mhm.
we have to start somewhere, and that was our big discussion on a lot of it. We gotta do something. Besides preliminary, you know, I think there's also, we need to check on, you know, can we move excess from the enterprise funds to other funds, right? I mean,
Well, that is the one that is only be declared an emergency. that you
Okay.
can-
oh yeah, okay, emergency, yeah. So, what's an emergency? You know.
You don't have any money.
It all went into the road.
So, okay. All right. to us.
Hello?
Hello.
As you guys can see, the construction's progressing over there. Some of you have been down there and check it out. I will say it's going pretty well. Tree removal and excavation is completed. We'll have about 50%. They should, after we get out there, and I'll get out there and check it out here after the meeting, but they should be about 50% done with the 36-inch storm sewer that's installed. And if they can get all their crew back tomorrow, their goal is to get that finished up tomorrow, and they'll start backfilling everything. So it's going well.
How much higher than the, I mean, they're staying up a ways this time, are they, or are they, with the pipe?
The pipe's pretty close to the same elevation as where the existing pipe was.
Oh,
It's pretty close.
they dug all that
There's
out?
gonna be more, oh yeah, they got all the pipe dug out. That was last week when they dug the existing pipe out. I will say, you know, after I said everything's going pretty well, it is, and I think everyone knew this, but I just want to point out, the coulee's a pretty big mess. There's a lot of deadfall in there. There's an inordinate amount of trees, and when we pulled the pipe out, it just confirmed things we already knew, that about at least half of that length of pipe was full of silt and mud, and there was some debris, other debris, tree branches and sticks and stones and everything else, but at least half of that pipe was completely full. So, you know, it would be good, once this gets finished, that's something that we just look at least once a year. I'd recommend in the fall, to go down there and just check, like, hey, do we have any major logs in the way? How's the silt looking? You know, just to conduct that routine maintenance on it to, you know, keep this good investment lasting for a long time. So,
Is there gonna be for better words, a screen on the inlet side to keep out big chunks, or?
as far as like a trash rack,
Yeah.
we don't have that on the plan, but something that we could add that to it. They're gonna have a good amount of area cleared once they get it installed. When we get the slope put back together, it'll I think that's gonna help, not having as steep a slopes on the side. But when they grubbed everything, there's quite a bit of debris that came from that, and then it just, once things got opened up, we can see how full the coulee is full of debris already. So those are things I just want to, you know, make sure everyone's aware of, and a little bit of maintenance, you know, once a year even, I think would go a long way as far as making sure that pipe stays clean and clear. So, but yeah, other than that, it's going pretty good. I got their first pay application. It's going to include trees and excavation for the most part, hauling all the material out of there. So I'll work on getting that thing approved or reviewed, and I'll give it to you guys probably at the next commission meeting for them. So,
What was your dirt quantities coming out, you know?
they don't have a total yet, but I believe they were they're hauling 11 cubic yards per truck. I don't have the number in my head right now to tell you, but they weren't on that pay application. They didn't have the total number yet.
You think there'll be a little less, or?
I'm hoping so. So they're probably somewhere around 50%. When Ryan submitted the pay application to me, it was about 50% of the planned quantity, I think. So at the end of this month, we'll get another pay application. We'll see where we're at on that. So we know we're over on trees. I think I talked to you guys about that last time.
And we took a few more out.
We took 5 more out. There's just so many trees.
Yeah.
But those were all the smaller ones. I think they were the 12 to, well, the medium-sized ones. They're the 12 to 24 inches. So, but yeah, so that's going pretty good. Is there any questions on that project, Main Avenue?
How about the dirt that was underneath the old culvert? Was that fairly good, or did you have to do a
They
lot of?
over-excavated some of it, and they put down rock, and
Okay.
they put down pipe bedding. So they have rock the whole way so far, and it hasn't been too bad, quite honestly, which I thought was pretty surprising. But the stuff that is bad, they're making sure they're getting the wet stuff out of there. They're not backfilling with that. If they do reuse it, it's going to be stuff that they work and they dry out. They'll put in, we'll only backfill good stuff, but they were putting out some rock down, and then they're putting that pipe bedding down. And then it's at least halfway up the pipe with the pipe bedding, and then we'll make sure we have good fill put back around the pipe, you know, no rocks, no debris or anything.
Packed in good.
Packed in really good, yep. And they got, compactors, jumping jacks on each side of the pipe, and they have a, remote control, smaller, whacker that they can run on top of the pipe, and then they'll get the sheep's foot going. I think they might have 2 sheep's foot over there.
I
that
think
they'll
they
be
helped
running
two in today,
So,
or yesterday.
yeah, yep. So, but how about around town? Is everything going okay for people around town? Any complaints or anything? They were running the water truck, at least I saw them running the water truck to keep the dust down.
Yep.
But I did talk to him about the track on the road, so Ryan's aware of that. I said, you know, take 2 more minutes and back the low boy up another 100 feet, and we won't have any scars on the top of the asphalt, so I did talk to him about that. But, other than that, I think it's going pretty good, so. Okay.
Moving right along, so that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's a good thing, 'cause they did work on Saturday for probably at least 6 or 7 hours, I think it was,
Mhm.
on Saturday, but
Okay.
they're going pretty good, so.
How, the slope that you're planning on, is that, you figure it's going to come out good with the length of pipe that you have?
Yes, yep,
Okay.
we had, so Tom was here staking, it's been, I think, probably 2 weeks now. His stakes are intact, it's one of the things I was checking today. So he has the toe of the slope staked, and they have that area clear on either side. So I know that if we have the toe of the slope and the clear, then we're gonna be able to make our 2.5, it's a 2.5 to 1, I think is what we had on the plan, so it's looking like it'll come together really good. It's just gotta get good compaction and, get that seed, that everything's seeded, so. But yep, so that's going well. If there's no other questions on that, I'll move on to the intake project. So there isn't much to report for you guys. This week is what the Fish and Wildlife Service and FEMA has told me they'll be done with their environmental review this week. There's a few things that they had to check on their endangered species that we're still trying to get by them. But as soon as we do, I'll let you guys know, just like I said last meeting. But I did talk to Emergency Services today, Justin Messner, and he said that he's been in touch with, his name is Daniel at FEMA, and hopefully he gets back to us soon here. So still looking forward for bid opening on August 15th. As far as the permits go, they are still pending approval. I know that right now, or I think I told you last time, and it still is in regulatory for the State Water Commission. It made past the first round. Ashley, she takes all the permit applications initially and gets most of the questioning done, and then it goes to regulatory, which is her boss, and then it goes to the state engineer. So hopefully we can get that. If I don't have anything soon, Larry, I probably will be asking you to call them. Because
Okay.
when the mayor or when citizens call
Yeah.
the state, that sometimes that I'm just pulling on deputy ears after a while. When I call them like once a week, they're just like, oh, it's Eric again. Okay, whatever. But if you're gonna call, if you call the Corps, Jason Ranchler, or if you call actually at the State Water Commission, I think that might push the ball a little bit more forward.
You know, we'll be glad to do it.
Okay, great. And the only other thing that I had to report was, and I think most of you already know, but PKG was getting materials today to finish the sealing up at the water plant. They're supposed to be starting tomorrow. They didn't do anything yet. I saw the email from you, Larry. I know you're concerned about the thickness of the material they're going to use on the roof. But I think like Colin said in his email, I think we look in, hey, how does it look?
Well, they're gonna put like a couple sheets up and
Yeah.
look at it, right?
Yeah.
I think it's 3 or 4 sheets to look at it, and we
Right.
can
And
decide
if we think
we
it's
wanna-
good,
And I
we'll go
realize
forward.
that, it was a concern that I had.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I understand it too. Yeah, I think we'll see how it goes though, and if you guys like it or think it will work, then we'll go forward with it.
They'll be here tomorrow morning?
Yeah, they were maybe gonna be here today, but I think they just got all their stuff, all their materials together, and I asked Brian, and he said that they didn't show up today, so they're supposed to be here tomorrow morning now. So we'll check in with Brian and Adam tomorrow and see how that's going. So.
They're down there, give me a call. Thank you.
I think that that is all I had. I will say that White is getting their material, and the only submittals that I've approved is the bedding material in Class 5. So they are getting both of those from the Berg pit. That's the owner of Berg's, and that's it's north of Wilton, about 7 or 8 miles east of Washburn, about 12 miles is the location of that pit. And I think I talked to the guy out there, Eldo. He said that it's about 1 hour round trip for truck. So, that's an option if you guys wanted to ask him for gravel. But if you wanted to, because I know that it's closer than that too. But if you had a local guy that wanted to do it,
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I bet that's way out there, yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be there, okay.
but unless there's any questions, that's all I have.
No questions?
No, good.
Thank you. Okay. Portfolios, Colin.
Wait a minute, what's this, conference information?
Yeah, so this is I just put this in there.
What now?
Because the annual conference information is next
It's on your
to the
iPad.
screen.
Oh, yeah.
So this is
I don't go
the
by
League of
that.
Cities annual conference, and so they're having, just put that out there, but they're having an elected officials training agenda, so that's why I put it in. I didn't know if any of you would be interested in that piece of it, but I would like to go to the annual conference,
This when,
September 19th through the 21st. In this month.
So, you talked to Jackie? She
No,
would
I'll just
cover that?
make sure that it works, but I want to make sure if that was okay with you guys first.
I'm fine with it.
Yep, I think it's important. There you go. Where's it at this year?
Bismarck?
Bismarck.
Let us know when it's in Hawaii, we want to go for that.
So are any of you interested in the elected officials that is on September 19th? So when I register, I can register you guys as well, or?
If somebody wants to know, they gotta let you know pretty soon, right? So. Yeah. Just let her know. Portfolios, Colin?
The only thing I got, Eric mentioned, is the water plant ceiling. There, hopefully tomorrow, we'll see how that looks. Passes inspection. Assume they'll proceed to do have to plant the whole ceiling in there.
Plan, I mean the whole ceiling's having issues, right? As far as, or is it just?
Pretty much.
It's, I mean, in the physical plant area, not the office.
Not the office,
but-
right.
But, yeah. That's all I've got.
We're in the process of planning and getting materials to put tar or whatever it is for the memorial building and some sheeting in there, and we're going to dig. We're going to try to dig when people aren't using the hall. They're getting the volunteers together to help put this stuff up. So we'll need to call before we dig, just to make sure, and then we'll dig out a section and see what we find, and then we're going to put the coating on and put drain tile in towards the end of the building in the Memorial Hall on the east side, and see what we find when we get in there.
Okay. Don't get to one call.
Yeah, we'll call.
There's nothing there, but don't get to one.
Well, right, but,
Gotta have it.
yep, if we expect the people to do it, we're going to do it.
That's right. Anything else?
That, as far as I know, that
Do you
is
have a
it.
projected date, or?
Yeah, we were thinking right around about the 12th through the 17th, but Terry's trying to get the volunteers, so somewhere in that area.
Next week.
And we're gonna try to do it towards the evenings and stuff. And try to get our stuff together, so it depends on their volunteers. I'll do it anytime at night, and we'll go down and see what we find there.
You got a completion date?
No.
Otherwise, we're gonna charge you $50 a day.
Okay, we'll get it done by the time, or in the time period that the waste or water treatment plant ceiling was given. Yeah, a week.
Is that it?
I believe that's it for me.
Well,
Nothing.
I was gonna discuss that street light on Ivy and Garden Drive, but, you know, I talked to Rainey, and we should probably look around, see if there's any other place we need street lights before we, you know, get them, so.
Maybe there's a program out there for that too.
Just thought of something kinda, I don't know whose portfolio it is, but,
We have to do with my street lighting?
no.
Then wait your turn. So other than that, I'll kind of table that one for now, and then we'll bring it up, you know, by next meeting. We definitely gotta have it before Halloween. That's when it's most dangerous for the kids there, but, other than that, no, I have nothing. Okay, now you can speak.
Well, I was approached, Brian, did you ever get a chance to measure the alleyway?
No, I just stepped it off, I talked to her.
Okay.
I talked to her, she said she had the intention, I said, take it halfway down, because I called the person you had been talking to, said, take it halfway down, because that's what they did before. And then I told him that, he said, yeah, but before it had also been taken down halfway, and then taken back a few more feet. Right. So I've got to talk to her again, see if she'll move it back.
Are you talking to me?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep, the
There's
hedge is there.
There's an ordinance on that.
Right, and he brought that up.
Did you look that up? I mean, it's got.
No, he just, like, I was just told that.
But it's, yeah, to look at that, you know, get those lilacs back on the north side, come back.
It,
Those explain it's bad, but.
Right, but they're, you know, where the utility pole is, they're all pushing out past there, so you should probably take them a foot or two back.
here, I'll tell you what it is. It's, a fenced hedge shall not obstruct the view of a motorist within 50 feet of an intersection. So, you know.
That kind of takes a little edge out of it.
Well,
Pretty close.
Well, the thing is, you know, what's obstruction? Is 4 feet obstruction?
Right.
You know, what it is, I mean, but, I mean, it needs to be back so people, so, it needs to be back from the sidewalk, at least a ways.
Yeah.
But then the rest of it has to be cut down, so, probably to the 50-foot mark, so that people can see.
Yeah.
But we also need to look at the width of that too, because you keep
Absolutely.
going in, so we need to widen that alleyway and maintain our setback.
And really, I think that's, their hedge is entirely in the alley.
Right,
the way-
right.
The way it looks.
Yep.
So it probably needs to go,
Yep.
but. That's it. That's all I got. Rainey?
I think you all got Eric's little appreciation thing in your packet, so it's just, have that. The other thing I have is, I had put an ad in the paper for the, Jim Kaiser, that wants to resign from his planning and zoning commission position. I put an ad in for the 7/18 and 7/25. I've not received anything as far as nobody has any interest. So do you want me to put another ad in the paper for another 2 weeks?
I think so. Yeah, because we gotta get somebody. It's supposed to be in the extraterritorial, if we can get them from there.
Yep.
If not, then it can be somebody from in town.
And that's it.
I called Rainey the other day about the mowers running around the zero turn, I believe, and people are having a hard time seeing them, you know, when they're backing out, like by the Tasty or the Big Dipper. So I was just wondering if you had mentioned that to,
I called, and, yes, I called,
So he's aware of it. And we believe that's the issue. It was a park board and not the city. So it's just a good idea so people can see, because they have headphones on and they don't, you know.
Yeah, I don't know how safe that is. I don't think that should be allowed.
Yeah, but those are
The noise deal, so.
noise suppression for them.
That's their, boards or is it their iPods?
No, these are the noise deals, what the guy told me. But they said they couldn't see them whipping around behind the vehicles going past the Tasty Freeze. So when they were going back up, they couldn't see these people.
Well, they need to be careful.
Yeah, right, that's why I just brought it up so that everybody's aware of it and we need to work on it
Yeah.
if possible.
All right, very good.
Thank you, Ray.
Sure.
They pretty much covered it.
Check.
Tarn is done, correct? Tarring. Okay. Do you have enough to make everything, or we sure?
Actually worked out on these. There's a few lines missing because of certain things. No, it, frankly, for the first time, it always used to be this and a half barrel or this and a half a block. It actually worked out this time.
Cool. Okay. Anybody have anything else? Okay, bills? Everybody have a chance to review bills?
I'll second.
Comments? No? Colin?
Yes.
No?
Aye.
Yes. Okay, next meeting, August 19th, 6:30. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Oh, okay. Let me know.
I kind of did what I didn't think we need, but
Sure.
yeah, I thought we had.
You get one in the mail too? From, Steph?
Yeah.
Oh, yep, good.
Just that's when we were all working.
I don't, yeah,
You guys got this planned really good.
It's, definitely geared towards more of a Bismarck and Mandan clients, but I told them, I was like, you know what? If they're gonna be, if any of the guys are gonna be in town, gals from Washburn, I want them to be able